I'm Bill Warmath. I'm the 2026 president of Greensboro Regional Realtors Association. And I, along with Marvette Artis and Heather Dodson, are here to bring you the local market update for the numbers we just got for the second quarter in 6 or 7 of the communities that we serve here in the Triad. So I'm going to kick off first just with Greensboro, and then we're going to rotate to the wonderful and very knowledgeable ladies that will pick up my slack hereafter. In Greensboro, we're seeing a little inventory increase, a pretty good inventory increase, and we're seeing positive signs in the market in a lot of ways. And I'm going to sort of back into these to begin with. One of the things that is really nice is this time in 2025, we had 2.1 months of inventory. Well, that has risen to 3.1 months of inventory in Greensboro. That's a 47% increase. The inventory of homes for sale was 470 in 2025, and 634 in 2026. Average sale price increased as well. It went up about 1.3%. The average sale price in Greensboro in 2025 for the second quarter was 382.7. And this year it is 387.7. Days on market has increased, but not dramatically so. I don't think it's in a terribly negative manner. It went from 32 days on market last year to 39 this year. That's about a 21% increase. We've closed more homes in the second quarter this year. A lot of that has to do, I think, with the increase in inventory. Last year, in the second quarter, we closed 724 homes. This year, we are closed 745 in the second quarter. New listings in 2025, there were 954. In 2026, there were 1,005. So I think the numbers are trending very positively, and we're still getting very close to list price. The percent of list price received in 2025 was 99%. In 2026, it's 98.7%. Houses are still moving. There's more inventory for people to choose from in Greensboro. The prices are holding steady and rising, I think, at a little more sane manner than they were a year ago. But otherwise, I think the market is really doing well and reflects good opportunities for buyers and for sellers in Greensboro. Heather, what do you have for your first community?
So I'm going to encompass a little bit of Guilford County and what's going on in quarter 2 of Guilford County. And it looks like the numbers are very similar to what you have in Greensboro, Bill. But our month supply of inventory has gone up from 2.5, which was in 2025, to 3.3 in 2026. So there's definitely more homes on the market because our new listings are up 2.7%. 1794 in 2025 up to 1843 in 2026. So that's a decent little jump. It would take us longer to go through everything that we have on the market, which is a good thing for buyers. It does give them more options. Closed sales are up 1.2%. So things are still closing a little bit higher than last year. We were at 1338, and this year we're at 1354. So that's a little bit of an increase. One of the biggest takeaways, again, kind of like in Greensboro, is our days on market has increased about 22%. Last year, we were at 36 days on market in 2025. This year, we're at 44. So things are taking a little bit longer to sell. I think we're seeing a little bit more price drops, but the average sales price is still holding pretty steady. Actually, we went up 1.7%. Quarter last year was 392, and then this year we're at 399. So prices are not dropping like people are thinking, even though we are getting more days on market. I think we're seeing a little more price reductions and buyers having a lot more options of the inventory. So the percentage of list price received had pretty much stayed about stable. We're at negative 0.4%, so it's very minimal change at 98.5% for the second quarter. So still pretty good for listings and buyers. All right, that's it for Guilford County.
Rockingham County. The housing market remained stable and resilient during the second quarter of this year. While homes took longer to sell and buyer activity leveled off, closed sales increased. Home prices continued to appreciate modestly, and inventory expanded slightly, creating a healthier balance between buyers and sellers. New listings increased by 5.3%, rising from 397 homes in 2025 to 418 homes the same time this year, providing buyers with more choices. Closed sales increased 12.4%, growing from 282 to 317 homes sold, reflecting strong transaction activity during the quarter. Homes spent more time on the market, with days on the market increasing from 48 to 60 days, suggesting that buyers had more time to evaluate their options and than they did a year ago. Home values continue to rise. Median sales price increased 2.8%. Average sales price rose 2.3% to $272,958. Sellers continue to receive 98% of their list price, demonstrating that well-priced homes remained competitive. Inventory increased modestly from 322 to 336 homes, a 4.3% increase over last year. Months of supply, although rose from 3.6 to 3.8 months, indicating the market is becoming more balanced while still favoring sellers. And there you have it, Bill. That's Rockingham County. All wrapped up.
I'm delighted that Marvette and Heather are helping us do this. They are both past presidents of the Greensboro Regional Realtors Association as well. Both are very top producers in our community and have their finger on the pulse of what's going on in the area. So I appreciate their input on all of this and helping with relay what I feel like are pretty good stats. I'm going to move back over towards the Oak Ridge Summerfield area, and the numbers are really pretty strong for Oak Ridge and Summerfield. They are combined. In the second quarter, we had 137 new listings that came in compared to 123 in 2025. We've closed 114 transactions, homes, and as opposed to 92 in 25. That's almost a 24% increase in closed sales in the Oak Ridge Summerfield area. Average sale price in 2025 was about $711,000 in that area. This year it is $678,678. So that's down just a little bit in the average sale price. Percent of list price received, though, is still hanging in the upper 98 percentile. I think Marvette made a great comment a moment ago. We are seeing some price reductions, and that's important, I think, in the grand scheme of things, because it is allowing a little more time on the market for people to take a look, to find exactly what they want, and yet when they go to purchase, because of the price reductions, the sellers are still getting pretty close to what their list price is. Inventory of homes on the market right now is 97 in Oak Ridge and Summerfield compared to 79 last year in the second quarter. That's almost a 23% increase. Month supply of inventory last year was 3.1 months. This year it is 3.4 months. There are still plenty of properties out there. There are plenty of them that are selling. They're still bringing close to list price. If they are marketed effectively, priced effectively, and they are in excellent showing condition, the market is very good. It's very good for both buyers and sellers. And I continue to appreciate the fact that I think we are marching towards a pretty balanced market. Some fluctuations here and there, but I think overall the market is just really, really good right now.
I've got Stokesdale, and Stokesdale's seen a little bit of a drop as far as sales price and days on market and inventory of home sales, but they are up on closed sales. The closed sales went up 35%. So last year we had 57 closed sales. This quarter, 77 closed sales. So that's a pretty big jump for the area. Now, the days on market did go up also in Stokesdale, about 22% from 44 to 54. So 10 extra days, which isn't too bad. The biggest takeaway, I would say, is the average sales price has decreased. Last year, the average sales price was around $465. This year, it's about $439. So that's a 5.5% decrease there. So sales prices have gone down a little bit in the area. but the percentage of list price received hasn't changed a whole lot, so that's good. That means people are pricing them right and they're selling for about what they, are on the market. Last year we were at 99.5, this year we're at 98.9, so not too much of a difference. But the inventory of homes for sale went down about 22%. So last year we were at 71 this quarter. This year we're at 55. So not as many homes coming on the market. And then the months of supply of inventory actually decreased from 3.4 months last year to 2.9 months this year. So it's not as many homes on the market in Stokesdale for sale, but the ones that are on the market are looking like they are going under contract and closing at a little bit cheaper price. So the market's still holding pretty steady out in Stokesdale area.
Marvette, talk to me about Randolph County, would you please?
Strong growth in closed sales, continued home price appreciation, and modest inventory gains. Although new listings dropped slightly during the quarter, buyer demand remained solid. The sellers continued to receive nearly full asking price, as we mentioned earlier. New listings decreased 5.8%, falling from 481 to 453 homes compared to the second quarter of 2025. Closed sales increased 17.2%, rising from 331 to 388 homes sold, reflecting a strong quarter for completed transactions. Homes took longer to sell, with days on market increasing from 41 to 48 days, giving buyers more time to make purchasing decisions. Home values continue to appreciate, and that means median sales price increased 2.2% to 290,000, and average sales price increased 5.1% to $314,717. Sellers continue to receive 97.8% of their asking price, demonstrating that well-priced homes remained competitive. Inventory increased 9.5%, rising from 285 to 312 homes available for sale. Months of supply increased slightly from 2.8 to 2.9 months, indicating a market that remains seller favorable while gradually becoming more balanced.
My last report is going to be on Asheboro, which is more obviously of an urban setting type community in Randolph County, but the numbers in Asheboro are just really, really good. A number of new listings, the new listings went up by over 13% to 162. That came in the second quarter of this year compared to 143 last year. Closed sales were very substantial. Asheboro has seen 140 properties close in the second quarter of this year compared to 106 last year. With that in mind, obviously the numbers and the sales are ticking up there. The average days on market there is reduced actually a little bit. So they're about 42 days on market until a sale versus 48 last year. Pricing has gone up substantially in Asheboro. Average sale price last year was $281,800. The average price this year is $312,000. So about a 10%, over a 10% increase. Percent of list price received has also improved in Asheboro, 97.5% last year, up to 98.1% this year. Despite that, there's still a substantial good inventory of homes for sale. Last year in the second quarter, there were 96 properties actively on the market. In the second quarter this year, there are 116, which is almost a 21% increase. The month supply of inventory last year at this time, it was 2.7 months. In 26, it is 3 months, 3.0 months. So we're seeing Asheboro is a great cross section of everything. The inventory is growing. The list price to sale price ratio is staying strong. The average days on market is staying strong and actually improving a little bit. The closed sales have gone up tremendously, yet there is a higher inventory of homes. So great opportunities for home buying and home selling both in Asheboro. It's probably one of the stronger as far as the stats are concerned, one of the stronger communities that we're reviewing today. But I agree, again, Marvette, what you were ending with your comments. I do feel like we're keeping it within reach of a balanced market. It's both good for buyers and it's good for sellers. The key is make sure the property is priced right, is in excellent condition. And for buyers and buyers agents, make sure the buyers are ready to buy and they're pre-approved. There are opportunities in all of the communities that we have discussed today. The key to all of it, whether you're a buyer or a seller, is retain the services of a qualified licensed realtor to assist you in whether you're selling or buying, to either get what you hope will be the best price and terms for a buyer, and for a seller, the highest and possible best terms available for your home. So don't forget, utilizing the guidance and the expertise of a licensed realtor will really improve no matter which side of the transaction you're on. So Marvette, Heather, any parting comments?
Make sure you have a qualified agent to guide you through the process, whether you're a buyer or seller.
I think that, there's a little bit more inventory in the market for buyers to look at. Prices have gone down a little bit, but things are still selling. So we're not fully at a buyer's market yet, like you might be hearing somewhere. So online and in the news, but things are still selling. People are out there looking, just might be a little bit pickier looking at different properties than, because they have more options.
One of the areas where having a realtor in your corner assisting you either to buy or sell is if you're looking in specific areas. Real estate is very, very geographic specific. As you've noticed, the different specific townships or cities that we mentioned are all in our MLS, but there's some fairly substantial differences in the numbers. So have your agent review with you what the expectations should be for the client, either a buyer or a seller in a specific community where you are. So I'd really like to thank Marvette and Heather. It is always nice to have such informed professionals, and I cannot recommend either of them highly enough if you're in the market looking for a realtor. All right. Thank you guys very much, and we'll look forward to seeing you with the third quarter numbers in about 3 months.